All right. Welcome back, everybody, to the deep dive. You know how this works. You ask, and we dive deep.
It's right.
And a bunch of you were asking about the best ways to improve your English.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
The popular request. So we did some research and,
Lots of material out there.
yeah, tons. So we looked at a popular guide, and we even got some insights from Gemini.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Gemini. The AI, it actually gave us some incredible tips.
Cool.
Yeah. And get this. One of the things we're going to talk about is labeling your house.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It's going to make sense, I promise. And it's actually a super fascinating strategy.
I am intrigued.
I know, right? Okay, so the guide we looked at really emphasized immersion.
Ah, yes, immersion.
Yeah, surrounding yourself with English, like everywhere you go.
Right, like making English part of your everyday life, not just, studying from a textbook.
Exactly. So it's not just about hitting the books.
Nope. It's about, living and breathing the language as much as you can.
So, like, what's the logic behind that? Why is immersion so powerful for learning a language?
Right. Well, think about it. How do babies learn their first language?
Yeah, they just kind of pick it up.
Exactly. It's all around them. They're constantly hearing it, seeing it, interacting with it.
Right, they don't even know they're learning, really.
Exactly. They're just absorbing it naturally through play, through their parents, through, everyday life.
Okay, I see where you're going with this. So by labeling my house, I'm basically trying to recreate that kind of environment.
Yeah, you got it.
So I'm like turning my whole house into a giant English lesson.
Exactly. It's about taking all that passive exposure, the stuff we see and hear all the time, and making it accetive.
I see. So every time I go to the fridge, I'm not just getting a snack.
You're also reinforcing the word refrigerator.
Yeah. Okay, I'm starting to get it. So it's like constant little reminders all around you.
Yep. You're basically training your brain to think in English without even realizing it.
All right, I like it. It's a little out there, but I like it. So, listeners, what do you think? What would you label in your house?
Yeah. Tell us.
Okay, so immersion is a great foundation, but the guide we read also stressed the importance of practice.
Ah, yes. Practice, practice, practice.
Yeah, and there's a great quote from it that I love. It says, "Speak English as often as possible."
I like that.
Yeah, but I think a lot of learners struggle with this,
Oh, yeah. I hear that a lot.
especially if you don't live in an English-speaking country.
Right. It's like, where do you find those opportunities to practice?
Exactly. So what are some ways to get around that, like some less conventional methods?
Well, first off, language exchange partners.
Oh, yeah, those are great.
So many platforms and communities online where you can connect with people from all over the world.
I mean, there are even apps specifically for that now.
Exactly. It's amazing. You get to practice speaking, but you also get to learn about different cultures.
Yeah, that's a huge bonus.
It is. And don't forget about local groups. You might be surprised there might be English conversation groups right in your own town.
That's true. I never thought of that.
And honestly, don't underestimate the power of talking to yourself in English.
Oh my gosh, yes.
It might sound a little weird at first,
I've gotten some strange looks.
but it is so helpful. It helps you get comfortable with pronunciation, with expressing your thoughts.
Yeah, and you don't have to worry about making mistakes in front of anyone.
Exactly. No judgment from yourself.
I even like practice giving presentations to myself in the mirror.
Oh, love it.
It helps me think on my feet. So what else did the guide talk about?
Well, it also emphasized the importance of focusing on the core building blocks of language.
Oh, like grammar and stuff.
Yeah. Vocabulary, grammar, pronunciation. You need all three to really build fluency.
So it's like you can't build a house with just bricks or just mortar.
Yeah.
You need both, right?
Perfect analogy. Exactly. They all work together. Vocabulary gives you the words, grammar gives you the structure, and pronunciation helps you be understood.
I never thought about it like that, but it makes sense.
It does. They're all connected. So think about your own learning journey. Which of those three do you find most challenging?
That's a good question. It's probably
Vocabulary.
grammar, probably pronunciation. I think my accent gets in the way sometimes.
That's a common one.
Yeah. But okay, so the guide also mentioned all sorts of different learning methods, classes, tutors, apps, online resources.
So many options.
It's almost overwhelming. Where do you even start?
Well, the key is to find what works best for you.
Okay, so there's no one-size-fits-all approach.
Not really. Some people love the structure of a classroom. Others prefer the flexibility of online courses.
Some people learn best with a tutor. Others learn best on their own.
Exactly. It's about understanding your own learning style and what keeps you motivated.
That makes total sense. Now, the guide also talked a lot about mindset, which I thought was really interesting.
Oh, yeah. Mindset is huge EE.
Yeah, talk about being patient, persistent, and not being afraid to make mistakes.
Yeah, that last one is so important.
It is. So many learners get discouraged when they make mistakes.
I know. But mistakes are actually how we learn.
That's true, but it's hard to remember that sometimes.
It is. But think of it this way. Every mistake is an opportunity to learn and grow.
I like that. It's a chance to figure out what you need to work on.
Exactly. And honestly, even the most fluent English speakers make mistakes sometimes.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Even native speakers mess up.
It happens. It's part of the process.
And I think it's important to remember that everyone who speaks English fluently was a beginner once.
Absolutely. Nobody starts out perfect.
It takes time and effort. Even, like, Albert Einstein struggled with English when he first moved to the U.S.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, imagine that. One of the most brilliant minds in history struggling with grammar.
Wow, that's actually really encouraging to hear.
Right. It shows you that anyone can do it. Okay, so to wrap things up for our listeners, what are the key takeaways here?
Okay, so number 1, immersion. Make English a part of your life, not just a subject you study.
Love it. Number 2,
Yeah. Practice consistently. Find ways to actually use the language. Talk to people, talk to yourself, have fun with it.
and don't be afraid to make mistakes.
Exactly. Embrace those mistakes. They're helping you learn.
Okay, and last but not least,
Find a learning method that works for you, something that keeps you engaged and excited about learning.
yes, there's no right or wrong way to learn as long as it works for you.
And honestly, don't forget to have fun. Learning English should be enjoyable. It's
Yeah.
about opening up a whole new world of communication and connection.
That's a great point. It's not just about the language itself, it's about what you can do with it.
Exactly. Use it to connect with people, to explore different cultures, to travel, to read books, to watch movies. The possibilities are endless.
There's a beautiful way to put it. And a perfect note to end on. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of English learning.
It was a pleasure being here.
And to all our listeners, keep practicing, keep exploring, and keep those conversations flowing.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.